This is how to make a replica gun, like a prop for video, for like a video that you're making. This is what you will need. Lots of cardboard. See? Lots of it. Cardboard. Lots of it. There. Then you will need a picture of a gun that you want, like this, like a Glock that I have right there, or a pt.1, or another Glock, or a Beretta, whatever. But the sizes need to be 800 by 600 pixels on when you download them off of any, like Google. Make sure it's 800 by 600. That'll be a 1:1 scale. What you have to do is you get your picture that you want, tape it down, get an X-acto knife, a hobby knife, an X-acto knife, a box cutter that's like a razor blade, razor, stuff like that, and cut it out and make sure you add detail to it. That's the key to this. Just make sure you add detailed and like cut out around the trigger and stuff and make it look good. Alright? Now, these, like I said, you need the picture, cardboard. I suggest a hobby knife, or X-acto knife, but since I don't have that, I have to deal with the box cutter, which isn't all that great. But this is how to make it out of, what's it called, cardboard one. But what I'm gonna end up using these for after I get them all, oh yeah, and then you'll need glue. A glue stick will work fine. But once I'm done gluing all the pieces together and I get done, I'm gonna trace out into wood and cut that out so I can have a wood one. But anyways, that'll be in a later video. But first things first, you need to, after you cut it out, right here, you will take a piece of cardboard. Put that up for now. Put this over it, hold it down, and trace around it, alright? Trace around it with Sharpie is what I suggest. Fine point Sharpie. Trace around it, get it nice and good on the inside trigger here too. Then, what you want to do, take that away now after you have it. Get your box cutter and cut it out nice and good, alright? This is what it should look like if you want a Glock, but this is just a rough sketch, alright? I use Sharpie on this, I just made it look like that. Then what you'll want to do is get the box cutter and cut around it nice and make sure you get into the trigger and everything. And then the reason why I'm not gonna cut out the trigger with it is I'm gonna cut it out completely to where there's no trigger. Is when I make the wood one. This is just gonna be my stencil for my wood. I want it to be nice and thick. Or you can make it this way and make it look really cool, which I'll show you also in this one. After you cut it out, your box should look like this once it's been cut out. And you should have something that roughly looks like this. Alright? That should look something roughly like this. That's how to make a Glock. And what I've been doing is I suggest up to 5 pieces of cardboard and just glue them together. That's what I've been doing. And after you cut each one out, the first 2 have to be pretty good, but after that, the last 3 don't have to be perfect, because they're supposed to be glued onto the side there, so it'll look like that. Alright, well, I'll come back to you when I get done with this. Alright, now I've just applied the glue. I don't know if you can see that very well, but there's layers of it now. Get your other piece, stick it on like that, apply pressure, and it'll try coming up. So what you need to do is get something heavy, or something like that, to keep it down. And then I'm also using this, or just weights, really, to hold it down. Leave it on there for about 2 minutes to let it dry properly, and then I'll come back to you when it's all dry. Alright, it's still drying, so, be back. This is part 1 of how to make a Glock how to make a cardboard Glock, or a prop for a Glock, or for any pistol. And this is part 1, and while this is drying, I'll come back to you in part 2. Alright, bye.